I didn't know you had a mullet. I thought that was part of your jacket. I thought that was a hood on your jacket. Mullets are unacceptable, even in 1983. Okay, so... Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave from the Wee Hours, and we are playing Phantom Doctrine, tactical turn-based combat in early 1980s Cold War spy versus spy era. Yes, please. I've been waiting to play this game for a while. I've had my eye on it, and I'm very, very excited to finally start playing it. Let's jump straight into a new game, and we'll explain a little bit more as we go along. Now, I put a couple of hours into this last night, just kind of test driving it and getting a feel for it, seeing how it was going to record and all that sort of lovely nonsense. And I'm going to go through the tutorial again, because there's a lot of mechanics in here that are very different from other turn-based tactical games that I've played. People looked at this and thought, well, this is going to be an XCOM clone, and to a degree it is. It has the same basic foundation as an XCOM or an XCOM 2, but there's some different mechanics that are a little fussy to get used to, so I personally am going to go through the tutorial again just to kind of refresh my own memory, and I think it might be good for someone who's interested in this game to kind of get a feel. The tutorial is absolutely a hand-holding mission. We're not going to be able to vary much from any of what we're told to do, but I think for both myself and anyone who wants to check out the game, let's go through the tutorial area again. Now, when I test drove this, I put this on easy mode because I just wanted to check it out. I just wanted to see what it was all about. And about 2 hours into the game, I got my butt handed to me with a team wipe. This is not an easy game. But, that being said, I have a degree of experience with XCOM-like turn-based tactical games, so I'm going to take a chance and actually put this on medium. I'm going to put this on regular mode, and as it says, the difficulty intended as the benchmark Phantom Doctrine experience. So this is how the game is meant to be played. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. On easy mode, I had a team wipe. But that being said, and we'll kind of cover a little bit more of this later, because I do want to talk about some of the mixed reviews that came out for this game after it was released. I feel this is a game where I walked into a team wipe, and I now see how I could have done that differently. But we'll cover that more when it comes up. Regular mode is all we can do right now. Extended mode is apparently locked out until you've done a full playthrough, and there are some other aspects of the game that are locked out until you do a full playthrough, which is kind of neat. It encourages you to replay, and certainly I would be interested in extended mode, a more in-depth version of the story to get to the bottom of things. Yeah, I would like to learn more about the story. The story is kind of interesting. So here we go. Let's play a little Phantom Doctrine and see what we can do with this. So first thing we need to pick is where our starting intelligence agency is, where we came from, what our background is. Right now, we just have a choice between the CIA and the KGB. Yes, kids, the KGB, that used to be a thing. There's probably going to be a lot of references in this game that some of our younger viewers may have no idea about. Oh yeah, by the way, in the early 1980s, there was a huge Cold War thing, and we all thought the world was going to come to an end. I remember those days. You may not. So I think just CIA is perfectly appropriate. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I have no idea what happens if you pick one or the other. There may be different storylines that I'm unaware of. One of them is locked out. Again, until you do a complete playthrough, this option is completely locked. I would be very curious to know what that is. So we'll take CIA. That's fine. We'll take male. Now, what is our... Let's just randomize a little name here. Thomas Nelson, Randy Maitland, Stephen Nelson, Raymond Nelson. Wow, the Nelson brothers were really entrenched in the CIA here. John Brader. That sounds like a spy name, doesn't it? Yeah, let's be John Brader and pick our passport photo. I kind of like the look of that guy. I won't take up too much viewing time on looking at my pass. Oh, there's John Brader right there. That's a John Brader if I've ever seen one. Okay, let's go with John Brader, our super secret CIA spy, and now we really get to play with John Brader. All right, so I do like the character creation. Again, I went through this last night, and the customization level in terms of creating your spy is pretty cool, actually. Oh, I didn't realize John Brader had a mullet when I looked at his passport photo. Okay, well, that's fine, because the passport photo is probably going to change later. I've done a little bit of homework into the game, and that passport photo is very likely to change. I didn't know you had a mullet. I thought that was part of your jacket. I thought that was a hood on your jacket. Mullets are unacceptable, even in 1983. Okay, so physique, we've got this. Face, let's just kind of flip through. Ooh. Oh, number 2 is already singing to me. That's a John Brader if I ever saw one right there. Let's see what we can do with your hair. The Bogart I loved. Again, I looked at this last night. The Bogart is fantastic. I'll try not to eat up too much of your time. No, not flat top, not fade. I don't know if the afro is suiting John Brader here. The Shaggy is not bad. Not actually that 1980s, but there you go. I will desperately try not to take up too much of your time choosing my character model, but oh, that's a look, John. No, not balding. No. Get me back to the Bogart, please. I think we liked the Bogart. That was good. I'm any fan. Oh, we actually can have a mullet. I didn't even see that. That's not a real mullet. That is not a real mullet. The passport photo is a real mullet. But let's take the Bogart here. No, where? Give me Bogart. Give me. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, clean shaven. No, let's give him a little facial hair. Oh, there we go. Yep. I like that. Let's get him a little groovy here. Clothes. Oh, I love this. I love a good character customization. I think the turtleneck says 1980s spy right there. Yes. That's a spy look if I ever saw one. Cargo pants, no, that's pretty good. Let's keep it simple. Let's give him some nice shoes, though. How about some Oxfords? There we go. No gloves, no. Headgear, yes, please. Now, the one critical disappointment that I found last night when I was creating my character, actually the beret kind of works with John, is to my great chagrin and disappointment, there are no bowler hats in this game. Tons of fedoras, no bowler hats. That needs to be a critical update to Phantom Doctrine. You cannot give me a spy game and not give my spy a bowler hat, because I need my spy to be John Steed. There's a lot of people who won't get that reference either, but yes, I need my spy to be John Steed. But I think some sort of... Now, see, the fedoras, I do like the beret, but no, let's just go with no hat at all. Eyewear, yeah, I think John needs some glasses. Absolutely. And there was a pair I was looking at last night. Yeah, those guys right there. Now, here's what I love. This is the 1980s, not 2018, so we can absolutely be smoking throughout this entire game. And well, the pipe might be a little bit much, but I think John Brader's a smoker. I think he's got a cigarette in his mouth because it's the 1980s and he's a spy, and that's how we do things here. So, yeah, don't smoke, kids, unless you're in Phantom Doctrine, in which case it's 1983 and it's totally okay because everyone smoked then. All right. Tattoos, scars? No, I like John just the way he is, actually. I think that is our spy right there. That is John Brader, super secret CIA super spy. Yeah, I'm good. Let's start a game.
I am handling it, Valhalla. Get out. Both of you.
Your incompetence has exposed us. Now Iceberg is in jeopardy.
Doing all of this in the open was your idea.
True. It was a simple plan that any fool could have executed. And you failed.
Gentlemen, this problem is easily solved.
Traitors.
Now, don't shout. It's bad for your heart.
Well, it seems things are not going well in the spy versus spy world, and spies are killing each other and things are happening, and I just bet it's going to be our job to figure it all out and save the world, because that's what you do when it's 1983 and you're a spy. You are constantly saving the world. So our first mission, Operation Threshold in East Berlin. Oh yeah, P.S. kids, Germany used to be two different countries, and this takes place in that time frame. So there was West Germany and there was East Germany. West Germany was, well, owned by Germany, and East Germany was part of the Soviet Union. Go ahead and Google that. I'll wait. You can come back. But just pause the video and go Google two different Germanys. So we have to reach the sleeper agent and activate his control phrase, because spy mind control is totally a thing in this game, and steal the shipping manifests and then get out. Evacuate on the other side of the border. That would probably be West Germany, the free side of Germany. All right, well, let's go do that.
I hope you have a good reason for pulling me off that RAF gig.
Absolutely. This operation is crucial to Project Iceberg.
Why are you even talking to me? You're taking an awful risk.
Nonsense. They may be expecting defectors, but not the kind of hardware you're carrying.
Ihre Papiere bitte.
Okay, so we basically just shot a guy, and now we're going to infiltrate a base. I feel our cover may have been blown. We just shot a guy down in the middle of the street, but we are in infiltration stage. Guards will only react if we do something suspicious. I feel shooting the guard may have been mildly suspicious, but I'm willing to go with a little gameplay and assume that nobody saw that. So we're obviously outside an East German, West German checkpoint. Again, kids, go Google that, because it's kind of, it's an important part of this, that there were two parts of Germany. So we are being told to move to here. Now, there's a guard right here, but we're not doing anything suspicious, even though I pulled a really large weapon out of my car, and I can't have just stashed that in my pocket. So most actions cost action points. Okay, standard turn-based tactical stuff there. Some actions, combat-related, can cost fire points. All right, Phantom Doctrine is turn-based. Yeah, we've kind of got that. And much like any sort of XCOM-y turn-based combat, when we've used up all our points, we end our turn, which is right up here. Fantastic. Again, I'm just going to go through the tutorial for myself and for anyone who just kind of wants to get a really brief view of the game, just to, kind of get a feel for what's different and what is the same. Be extra careful when entering a restricted area. That's the red zone. So much like concealment in XCOM 2, when we're in this red zone, we're not exactly going to sound the alarms, but we'll be noticed, and we will attract attention, basically. If the guard sees us, he'll call the alarm, but he's not going to, because this is a tutorial area. Let's walk up here, and that guard is going to move. So this was a neat part that I found in the game last night, and I apologize, I'm kind of reading stuff and playing the game at the same time. We can see the guard's patrol path, so if we hover over him, we've got a blue line going down south and then over to the west there that's going to show me what his patrol path is and where he's going to move, so I can plan better when I should move, because that will move the zone of alarm. So let's just go ahead and skip our turn and wait right by the door. He will now move off by... You go around that truck. You don't see me now. And now if we pop the door here, we are no longer in an alarm zone because that guard can't see us. However, there's a new alarm zone right here. And that is going to be because of this old video camera right up here. So let's go just close to the alarm area. Now we're trespassing, so if somebody sees us, we're kind of in trouble here, but we can turn off the camera. Avoid cameras. They will trigger the alarm if you cross their cone of vision. Cameras can be disabled if you find a CCTV central unit, which very conveniently is this big flashing thing right here. So let's go ahead and just disable the camera. Apparently I have all the knowledge I need to do that.
Quietly. We don't want unnecessary trouble.
Thank you. I can handle myself.
I can absolutely handle myself. I'm not actually sure who Kingfish is, but because he's not me. He's not John Brader. I'm telling you that right now. John Brader is way cooler looking than Kingfish is. And just down on the bottom here, we've got some obvious target icons. So if we weren't in a tutorial and we wanted to get all shooty, again, much like an XCOM style, we can see our available targets right here. But let's go ahead and end the turn and go through this properly. And they, of course, are going to get an enemy activity turn. Again, I know I've said it 100 times, very standard turn-based tactical stuff. Now, with the camera turned off, we are perfectly free to go in the building. Let's actually get the camera spun around here to figure out where exactly I'm supposed to be going. Oh, you just want me to go up here right now. Okay. And then we're going to go in the building, right? Yes, we are going to go in the building. And apparently, although I was a little confused by this myself, this guy can't see me. But then I realized when I was playing it through, the realize he can't see me is because he's the sleeper agent I need to activate. So we have a little code phrase we can use on him, which is super cool. We're going to activate his code phrase. And all we need to do is go, yes, control phrase, on Agent Rook. We are going to confirm that. He's going to freak out. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's so neat. That's so MK Ultra. Yes, and now he's ours. He's our agent now. He was a sleeper agent. We used his control phrase, and he is on our side now. And you can see right down at the bottom there, he's with us. Okay, yes. So you need to go to the next floor up. So now we need to get up here. And because he's he's an agent of this country or this branch or this government building, he attracts no suspicion. He can just walk right up to this guy because, he's his buddy as far as he knows. Guards can be taken down silently, provided their HP is lower than that of the attacker. So we can, and obviously we're having our hands held throughout this part of it. There are other abilities that will pop up down here later. But yes, we can take him down. Go ahead and knock that guy out. Boom. Done. Awareness. Now, this is a part that I still don't fully understand, which is why I wanted to go through the tutorial area again. All characters have a certain level of awareness, and that's in our bottom bar. So, top bar is our health, bottom bar is our awareness. And it is used by actions. So actions take up awareness, if I'm reading that correctly. In combat, awareness allows agents to dodge. Very handy. And that's going to come up a lot later. And that was part of a lot of the less positive reviews that I read. Effectively reducing received damage. So you dodge a shot, you take less damage. Pretty standard stuff there. And awareness regenerates every turn, and it can be raised by abilities and items. Okay, cool. Fine. We can end our turn here. Now, use a spotter, which is neat, to lift the fog of war and reveal enemies. So we've got guys on the outside. We have fellow spies outside this area who are tactically helping us. And support agents operate from a specific direction and must have line of sight or fire to the target. But basically, we can go to our support units. Tactical spotter, yes please, let's do that. And then we just get a cone that we can move around, so we can basically light up any of these areas and see what's going on. Let's put it where the game wants us to put it and confirm that. And outside the area, we got another spy with a telescope, and she's going to show us what's going on there.
Located the documents, but we'll have to breach the room.
Don't worry. I'll clean the mess after you.
Okay, now we're going to get into some combat. It will be, again, my hand will be held through this, but we are going to breach this room and do some not very nice things to these guys. Let's get up to where we need to breach from. So Kingfish is going to head up to this door, and Rook is going to be on the other side. Select the breach ability, select the marked room, and confirm. Breach confers a damage bonus. So we're going to just charge in guns a-blazing, and that's going to give us a damage bonus, which is neat. Nearby agents move into the designated area and shoot any encountered hostiles. So if I had, I don't know, 5-6 agents here, it does say nearby agents. I would presume that means that they're all going to charge in and start shooting, which is kind of neat. Requires at least 2 agents with firing capacity. So if I was, say, out of ammo, out of action points, that's not going to count. Right mouse button on enemies to lock targets, but our hand will be held here. So yes, and that gives us, it's a little tricky to see in this tutorial area, but it gives us sort of a area of effect. So breach is kind of an AoE in a weird way. But yeah, let's just go ahead and breach that room. Yep, do that. Confirm that, please. Blaze in there, guys. Yeah, that didn't take too long. That is a significant damage bonus. We'll have to remember that as we go through the game. Using non-suppressed weapons always triggers the alarm. Yeah, no, I'm not wholly surprised by that. So now everybody knows we're here. We're no longer concealed. We're no longer disguised. Everyone knows we're here. And people will start shooting Rook because he just shot a bunch of guys. That's fair. I feel that's fair. All right, let's end that turn. Okay, the enemy had their turn, everyone's moving around, and now we have been told to grab some documents in here. So these things seem to pop up in other maps that I've looked at. We can just sort of grab some extra stuff, some free documents, some intelligence, some secret documents. And we got that. We have stolen the shipping manifests. In other maps that I've seen, it's sort of a extra objective. It's an additional objective. You can steal some secret documents while you're kicking around. And obviously, if anyone's done their homework on Phantom Doctrine, the secret documents are actually kind of important because that's how you advance things and learn, enemy agents and where enemy agent bases are and what's going on in the world. And we'll come to that when we come to that. Let's just get the heck out of here. Call the evac, pretty much almost exactly like XCOM 2, if anyone's played that, and I know I have. We have an evac zone selection, so we can't place it anywhere, but we do have a couple of different areas we can place it. I've seen up to like 3 or 4 in some maps, but for right now, let's just continue to have our hand held and do the one that they want us to do, which is right outside the window here. Alright, now, evac will take 2 turns to arrive. Okay, so if we head to the evac in 1 turn, that thing ain't there yet. So we're going to be kind of actually out in the open and exposed. So 2 turns until our evac vehicle is here. We just kind of have to get the heck out of here right now. Overwatch. So while we're waiting for the evac, we're going to Overwatch. Again, very XCOM-y. No one is surprised by this. You are going to Overwatch at the window, please, if you could do that. Thank you. Yes. I just wanted to get a better camera position. Overwatch is, again, kind of an AoE, so you're going to guard a specific area that is shaded like that. So let's, again, just put it where the game wants us to put it. So he's basically going to guard the door, is what he's going to do. And Rook is going to move over to the window, and our little mind-controlled agent here is going to set up an Overwatch outside. So he is going to have a more conical, cone-shaped effect to his Overwatch. So go ahead and do that. And then end the turn. The enemies are going to get a turn, but they're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise, if I remember this part correctly. I believe they're going to try to storm the room, and Kingfish is going to have something to say about that. Yeah, this guy's in a bit of trouble. That's a problem for him. That Overwatch kicked in nicely. And, yeah, Kingfish is going to have something to say about the guy coming in the door. Yep, he's all done. He's all done. Okay, so Overwatch, pretty darn effective. Jump out of the window and take cover. Yes. Yes, because it's the 1980s and we're spies. We're going to crash through the window and take cover over here. Nothing surprising about cover, half cover and full cover, very much like XCOM again. And you are just going to get all shooty on this guy. So a full auto attack, and there are other attacks, single attack, burst attack, etc., etc., etc. Go ahead and confirm that and shoot that guy down. Now, here's the bit. Here's the bit. Okay, slow down there, Kingfish. We're going to come back to you. We're going to come back to you. Here's the bit that I saw in the reviews that I read that had people getting pretty fussy. Phantom Doctrine has no random chance to hit. The RNG gods, the random number generator gods, are gone. So, in XCOM, to use another obvious example, 95% chance to hit can still miss. An 11% chance to hit can still hit. Phantom Doctrine has no random chance to hit, but attacks can deal varying amounts of damage. And I think this is what was tripping people up in some of the reviews that I have read, where they were not particularly positive reviews. Yeah, all attacks are hitting. All attacks are hitting. It's just going to come down to how much damage you're doing. And that's what got people tripped up. They're saying, oh my god, the AI is totally unfair. The AI is killing you from everywhere. We're going to come back to some line of sight issues, because there are some valid complaints about line of sight. And we'll get into that as we play the game a little bit more. But yeah, a lot of the reviews are, oh, the AI just automatically shoots you. Yes, all attacks hit. Our attacks automatically hit. It's just going to come down to how much damage you're doing. So, targets automatically dodge incoming attacks provided they aren't at point-blank range. Dodging costs awareness, but that doesn't eliminate the attack. That just reduces the amount of damage. A dodged attack deals minimum damage or maximum damage. Damage is further reduced by armor, cover, etc. So there are multiple ways you can reduce the amount of damage, but to my understanding of Phantom Doctrine, there is no scenario, if you're getting shot, where you are receiving 0 damage. Not that I have seen yet. In infiltration and at the beginning of combat, enemy awareness is always at 0. So if you are hidden, disguised, in some way unrevealed to the enemy, go ahead and shoot them, because they're not going to really have much defense against that, except for enemy agents. So I had talked about my team wipe last night in my little test drive. Yeah, enemy agents are not to be played around with it. I kind of got sort of a Matrix feel. When you see an enemy agent, you run, because those guys are brutal. And they start with full awareness, so they will be very, very effective at reducing any damage from shots that they are taking. Okay, having gone through that, yes, no random chance to hit. Let's have Kingfish actually do some work here. And by do some work, I mean broadly get out of the building to the evac zone. You are going to head over to here and be in some cover behind that truck. And then some weapons are accurate enough to land devastating headshots but cost awareness. So our little pistol here, Kingfish feels the need to pick this guy off on his way out, even though he's right by the evac zone. But sure, Kingfish, you're a little bit of a brutal spy. Go ahead and headshot this guy, please, with your pistol. Boom. But that cost me some awareness, so if somebody tries to shoot me now, I'm not as good at it. In fact, you can see I have no awareness at this point. All right, let's keep this party moving here. That agent is... What are you going to do? I've actually gone through this... Who are you shooting? I've gone through this tutorial area before. I don't remember you doing that. All right, kids, get in the van. We're going to Grandma's. The van is here. The evac van is here, but now we've got a timer. Evac compromised in 3 turns. Now, with the evac compromised timer elapses, you will incur a danger penalty. Think the Doom meter from XCOM 2 or the panic meter from XCOM. We don't want a lot of danger. That will come up a lot more later as we play the game, but we don't want danger. Danger on the world map is bad because that compromises our ability to do our spy versus spy jobs, but it will not affect our mission success. So we have succeeded in the mission. We got the guy, and we got the documents, and Rook, I think you can actually, yeah, you can make a beeline right for the evac zone, so that evac timer will not be a problem in this mission. However, we'll have to make note that in later missions when it's, you know, all us and we're not having our hand held, that will be a factor. We want to get to the evac zone before that timer runs out. And we want to get all our people to the evac zone. I've learned this the hard way already. Get all your people into the evac zone before you hit evac, otherwise you will absolutely leave agents behind. So, everybody out. Evacuate all friendly agents present on the selected evac zone. So they actually have to be standing on the evac zone. Let's get out of here. And that is the end of the tutorial area. We are on our own now. We are fully into the game, and we've already been given our next mission, Operation Whitefish, where we're going to Pakistan to check up on their alleged nuclear program. Now, we are going to enter the mission area in disguise, but it isn't foolproof. We have to keep clear of Pakistani troops, or at least high-ranking Pakistani troops, so they don't see through our disguise. Our disguises are not a license to just walk through the whole place. We've got to be stealthy. We've got to do this in secret. Do not engage unless they fire first. So this is not a go in guns a-blazing kind of thing. And I also feel that maybe another area where people were getting tripped up in the negative reviews, where they may possibly have been expecting this to be way more XCOM-ish, where you go to a site, you shoot everything that's there, and then you evacuate. No, what I've seen so far in my little test drive, there's a lot more stealth, there's a lot more disguise, infiltration, doing things quietly, doing things secretly, and ideally not even getting into a firefight at all. Although that is always an option. We could certainly do this mission guns a-blazing if we wanted to. We could just kick open the door of this nuclear program and shoot everything we see. But might be a little better if we don't, if we use the disguises we've been given. So we're going to confirm the existence of the fission device and then get out of there. Primary objectives, find proof of the project, and then get out, evacuate. No secondary objectives yet, but those may pop up. We may get some secondary objectives when we get on site and find out more about what's going on in Pakistan. But let's do that in the next episode. Let's open up the next episode of Phantom Doctrine by going to Pakistan and seeing if they've got some nukes, because it's 1983 and that's cool. And until then, I'm Dave. Thank you as always for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.